Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about how I became 16 and pregnant. I didn't get as many likes as I wanted, not even close to what I wanted, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna get my story out there, and yeah, I just wanna get it out there and let all young little girls know like the responsibilities and how some guys can be. Like, not all of them can be like my situation, but yeah, I'm gonna be doing my makeup at the same time as we're talking, so let's just get into this. So at the age of 13, I had became sexually active with a guy I had been seeing. A guy I had been seeing from the age of 13 till I was about 16 years old. So about 3 years I was sexually active with just one guy. Thought we were in a relationship, kind of wasn't, kind of was, but you know, 13 years old till 16, you really don't know like what it is or how things work out. You're young, you don't know, like, you're 13, you know, I was only 13. But sorry, I just primed my eyes and I'm about to put some concealer on. But so we were sexually active, yeah. I lost my virginity to him, so I was with him for only with him for 3 years. I thought I was the only person he was with, so he was 14 at the time. And so he was a year older than me. I put too much on. And so, like, I thought I was in the, 13 years old, whatever, 16, up until 16. But we both agreed that we weren't really meant for each other at 13. We still talk, he was still the only person I messed around with up until 16 years old. We end up stopped talking. He started talking to one of my best friends, which at the time it was like a big deal, but now we're friends till this day. Me and her, we're still okay. Like, it really didn't bother me. We were young. You really don't know what you're thinking or what you're doing at the time. So, I was hanging out with one of my friends, and I asked her, because I only had been with one person for 3 years. I only had been sexually active with one person for 3 years. And so I just wanted to talk to somebody new, like, get all that other stuff out of my mind. So she introduced me to, I don't know what to call him, but she introduced me to the guy that I had started talking to at 16. Well, I literally had just barely turned 16. He had barely turned 16 a month before me, and we were talking for some time. So we were just texting back and forth. One day we just decided to meet up, and we hung out at the mall, I do believe, and we were there for a while, sloughing school, both of us. Not a good idea. Excuse me. And so we were still friends, whatever, still talking up until we became sexually active. I thought we were personally together. I thought we were going to be something. But turns out we wasn't really much. We were just, like, he asked me out, but I guess he didn't. So anyways, we were sexually active. We were for a while, and then we both decided on our agreements, on both of our decisions. We both came to a decision together that we wanted to have a baby. Yeah, at 16. Me, myself, I love kids. Always have. Always babysat them since I was like 11 years old. And to me, it was like, yeah, I want one of my own. I want to be a mom. Don't know why. At 16. So, then we decided we were going to try. So we started trying. Females would hit me up all the time about being with him, that they're with him, that they're dating him. Like, some of them had been dating him longer than me. Like, some of them had been in relationships with him way longer than me. And I was just so confused, just like really confused on what was going on. Like, I thought you were with me, whatever. So he had been cheating on me for a while, cheating on the other girls for a while. And at 16 years old, like, my whole head wasn't there. I just decided, okay, well, I guess, and remind you, we're planning on having a baby. We were trying to have a baby. So I went out and I cheated. Had a one-night stand with just a person I already was friends with. Sorry, my phone cut off, but back to where I was. So, the one-night stand, I was already friends with the guy. We were just friends. We were chilling, like, he would give me weed or sell me weed, so I was that bad of a kid. But it was like nothing like that. So I was hurt, all these girls are calling me and saying these things to me, like literally bashing me, like coming at me all crazy. and and I'm like, okay, whatever, like, I'm just gonna call him over, see if he wants to smoke a blunt, whatever, just as a friend. Like, it was just supposed to be as a friend. And next, one thing led to another, and like, it wasn't supposed to happen, like, but it did. Never did I tell him I cheated, never did I say anything, nothing. So we went on, around April, I'd say like 25th of 2000 and, do believe 2011, I found out I was pregnant with my daughter. Not in April, sorry. It was, yeah, and I already had found out. So when I went to my first doctor's appointment, they had told me I was close to 2 months pregnant with her. So I let the person I thought was the dad, I let him know, and I told him, and he was excited, like, he seemed excited, like, we got back into this relationship. A few weeks later, I see him because where my grandma used to live, he lived literally like a block, 2 blocks away. Him and his friends are walking down the street, and he knew I was over there. He knew I was over there, and walks down the street with girls. These maybe 3 or 4 girls. And one of them, okay, so we were back together, everything, like, but I think that day we had got into an argument, so I think he did it on purpose. He ended up walking down the street, and, like, one of the girls was, like, trying to be all up on him, but, like, he seen me and was, like, pushing her away, acting like he was far away from her. Sorry. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Come to find out, those 2 had been dating. So I was done. I was over with. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take care of this baby by myself. So throughout my whole pregnancy, his family is saying she's not his, putting all this in his head, she's not his, and everything. So I was just like, whatever, okay. We still talked. We wasn't together anymore. There was times he would walk to my house. He lived far away from me, and I lived far away from him. About 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, he would walk to my house, and we would sit outside and we would talk, whatever, like still flirt, kiss, whatever, like everything was normal. And like everything was okay. So once I had her, he got into drugs and all this other stuff, and ended up going to juvie. He had got out. His family wanted a DNA test, and I was like, in my heart deep, convinced he was dead. So we do the DNA test. It comes back he's not the dad. So at this time, I had met somebody else, which has been there for me thick and thin, everything. And he was there for me when I went and got the DNA test. He was there for me with everything. I'm not even kidding, everything. He has helped me out a lot. So we just did the DNA test. It came back. They called me. They're like, he's not. It came back that he wasn't. So I called him, said sorry, I apologize, like, I really thought you were. And we moved on with our life. I am 23 now. My daughter is 6 years old. I have a 4-year-old now. And the guy that has been there with me, I am now married to. So he has raised my daughter since she was 1 year and 7 months. So my daughter only knows him. And I just went through a lot when I was 16. Going through thinking I'm in love with the person. This person I thought was my daughter's dad. Thinking, you know, like, up until we found out that he wasn't her dad. So I'm just gonna fast forward. After I met my husband, we started off really slow. We were just talking, we were just being friends, and then one day we figured out, like, we really liked each other. We really wanted to be together. I ended up pregnant with my son, and we've been happy ever since. Like, he's done a lot for my daughter, a lot. So just recently, I've been going through a lot with the one person I had the one night stand with. And they messaged me because somehow my daughter ended up on his insurance, and they're trying to figure out why and what's going on, and like all this other stuff, and wanting to do a DNA test. And I don't mind it. I really don't. Like, every kid deserves to know. And I'm not the type of person to just let it go, like let the dad not know. So when they contacted me, they rarely contacted me. They want to get all this done, and I don't want to just jump into things and be like, so this is your real dad, your biological dad. Like, once the DNA and everything comes back, I asked him if we can please take it slow. Like, my daughter only knows one person. Only one guy and one guy only. And that's my husband. And I don't want to confuse her and make her, confused. So I asked if they can take it slow. And they've agreed. I was going through so much back then with all the DNA tests, with the person. I had gotten called names. I had, like, just a lot. And so I'm a little scared of what they're going to say, what they're going to think, like, how they're going to take things. And yeah. But it's all in God's hands. And whatever God decides and whatever God wants to do, like, is okay. Just as long as my babies are safe. But becoming 16 and pregnant, it is hard. Like, once I had my daughter, I got a job. I started working at Del Taco. We moved. I ended up starting to work at Wendy's. I was at Wendy's for almost 2 years. And ever since then, I've worked. Right now, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I take care of my son. I get my daughter to school. And I try to be the best person I can be, as a parent. As somebody who wants to provide for their kids. Someone who wants to have the best for their family. And that's what I'm trying to do. And don't ever think that you're this horrible person because you got pregnant at 16, like, or you, like, disappointed your family, or, like, because I was so scared when I found out. Like, I wasn't really scared, like, I knew I planned it, like, I knew it was gonna happen. I was sexually active, and things happened. My mom was in jail the whole time with me being pregnant, which really broke my heart. Like, the one person you want there, the one person, sorry, I'm gonna get emotional. The one person you want to tell, run to, was in prison. She got out, I would say about 2-3 days before I went into labor with my daughter. My dad really wasn't there as much, but once I had her, he was there a lot, and I was very happy, very happy. But, like, being a teen mom is very hard. Very hard. You think about, like, how am I gonna provide for a baby without a job, or how am I gonna provide for a family when I can't even provide for myself? I never finished school. I'm barely starting to go back to get my GED. Like, you think of all these things and everything, like, that comes along with all of it, and you wonder, like, how am I gonna get through this? How am I gonna provide for this little baby? And like, yeah, like I said, I'm happy now, but you worry about all that. And being 16 and pregnant is not easy. It's not. But I've managed. I've grown. I've learned from a lot. You know, I never was able to be a kid. Never been to a party. Never really enjoyed myself, I guess. Everything I did was about my kid. Like, everything I did was for her. Working, trying my best to provide for her. And I did it. Like, I did my best. And I'm still trying to do my best for my kids and my husband, and to be a perfect wife. And it's hard, but just know, if you're 16 and pregnant and you feel like you want to give up, don't. Because there's a lot of things out there for you. A lot. And they can show you what real love is, even if you're still in a relationship with the baby's father. Like, and they're still there, but a baby can show you. And like in my situation, if you didn't have that one person there, if the father wasn't there, there's always people out there that's willing to step up and be the father to your kid that the baby's father didn't want to be. And if you had the situation I was in, where my mom was in prison throughout my whole pregnancy and had nobody to run to, I had my Aunt Tessa, my other aunts, my grandma, my grandpa. They were all there for me, but they tried to help, but but I wanted to do it on my own. I wanted to show them that I could do it, because I was a bad kid back then. I was sloughing. I was getting in a lot of trouble, and I did it. I made them proud. They tell me how proud they are of me. Sorry, my phone got off. But I finished the lick. And anyways, so my family does tell me how proud they are of me. And just know that if you're 16 and pregnant and you feel like you can't do it, you can. I'm 23 years old now, and I've made it this far. There's times I wanted to give up. There was times I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. But I did. A baby can show you so much love and so much caring. But Don't go and try to get pregnant just because you want to feel that love that you don't feel from anybody else. Finish what you want to do. Finish what you're meant to do. Finish school. Finish everything before having a baby. Because having a baby at a young age is really hard. Really, really hard. Especially if you don't have the help from the father. Yeah, the help from the family is good, but it gets hard at times. Just know that if you're 16 and pregnant now and you just want to give up, just look at your baby and know that he or she is going to help you get through everything. He or she is going to help you know that you can do it. And know that you have no reason to give up. Because they're there. They're the ones that are going to help you. And that's my story. Like, it was all over the place. But just know you can do it. If you're 16 and pregnant, 13 and pregnant, younger, you can do it. And finishing school is just about as easy. You can do it online. You can get packets. You can do a lot. You can. Just put your mind to it and you'll make it. And I wish I would have been able to push myself that much. And I wish I would have been able to show myself that. But every time I looked into my daughter's eyes, I fought. I got a job right as soon as I turned 16. I got a job right as soon as I had her. It was she was old enough to where I was able to leave her. It was hard for me to leave her. Every day, coming home, seeing her, I was so happy. Every day at work, I missed her. But just know that you can do it. You can. Because I made it. I'm happily married. There's men out there that will take the place. Just make sure you really know that he's the one. You really know that he's not going to hurt your baby. And I know that with my husband. He's a very good father to both my kids. And I'm blessed to have all three of them in my life. All three of them. Just don't give up. There'll be days. There will be. But you can do it. You can fight. You can. So, sorry for making this video so long. And I hope I showed you guys some things or gave you guys good advice. And don't give up. So, yeah. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want more story times, because I have a lot of them. A lot. Just let me know if you guys need any kind of advice. Any of you teen moms. My Instagram will be linked down below, in the description down below. So, yeah. I hope you guys have a blessed day and never give up.